How do you like living in Los Angeles area? Do you because we were talking about this a little bit when you first showed up, but it's so interesting. Maybe it's the grass is always greener, but having 100% Irish genes, I always find myself yearning for it to be cloudy and rainy here in Los Angeles. Yeah. But for years, I've noticed that people from the UK, Brits, they want to be here. They are not interested at all in a cloudy day. They want to get red faced. I don't know. Do you know?
Do they?
Well, I think so. Yeah, they love tanning. They love. Is that? Do you think I'm onto something?
I think
here?
you're onto something. Well, you know what? The reverse of that would be my wife was like when we first met. She was like, I love. She's from here. She was like, I love rain. I love cloudy days. Whatever. And I was like, cool. And we were back in London for a while shooting some of the great. For 6 months, and I think it was rainy and cloudy and cold for most of that time. And she quickly realized that she didn't like enjoy that. There's something about if you grow up in the sun where you kind of have this romantic idea of rain and grey and cold and all this. But actually, when you put her in it, she was like, no, this isn't.
And you're happy. You like it here.
I like being in the sun. I mean, I miss London. I miss pubs and the theatre and friends and a lot of the things about the lifestyle and being able to walk more places. So I do miss it. But I mean, the thing about my job is I'm always kind of on the road. In different places, so but I'm finding this a nice base at the moment.
Where did you shoot this? Where did you shoot Nosferatu?
We shot it in Prague.
Oh my God! See that is why I do a travel show. Is that for years and years and years, for 28 years, I sat at a talk show desk and talked to people like you, who said, "Oh, I just got back from Prague."
Yeah, have you been there for?
No, I've never been to Prague. I want to go there, but
you should do an episode going there.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. In like. Alignment with Nosferatu coming out.
Yeah. Oh, so you want me to travel to
get
the word out on Nosferatu?
Thank you.
All right, Sona, could you book me a flight to Prague?
Sure.
And get me a cheap, really good.
You're booked.
Really good acting.
All done. Bye.
And could you have a shirt made that says Nosferatu in theaters now?
Yeah, let's see that. Can you screen print it?
Oh, wow. You've got a... Whoa, laser printer. Do all your machines make noises like that?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
so
hungry. Can you make a burger?
Your guillotine probably goes...
That's my
I'd like
burger.
to hear the guillotine.
Let's hear the guillotine. Splort.
Yeah, it needs to be a little bit of a...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of a wet, sort of... He landed on his tongue. I don't know what happened there.
It's kind of a fun, joyous guillotine, isn't it? Didn't realize the French Revolution was so humorous.
Yes. Benny Hill in the French Revolution. Okay, you made Nosferatu, directed by one of my favorites, Robert Eggers.
Yes.
I love his stuff.
He's incredible, isn't he?
Absolutely incredible. And so, I mean, I'm excited to just see the look of the film. I mean, he always achieves.
I mean, I agree with you. I'm such a huge fan of his. I love his movies. I love the performances in his movies. He is, I think, a real auteur filmmaker and one of the greatest working and alive. He's just, and it's, you know what, I was thinking about this the other day as well. He's so dedicated to the craft of filmmaking in terms of technically, emotionally, historically, what he creates. There were moments where he was like watching old films to try and figure out what was the best snow we could use. Because we shot all on film. He's like you said, the look is so important in terms of telling the story. But he was like, why is the snow good in these movies, but it's not good in these? And then he found like some old stock snow that isn't made anymore, fake snow from the 90s or whatever, and they managed to locate
that's asbestos.
Just enough and I'm breathing this asbestos in, and I'm like, God, this movie's beautiful and it's worth it.
There's a reason they don't use it anymore.
So I was poisoning myself.
No.
But God, it looks good on screen. He is like, yeah. It's just his dedication to like the details of historically, but also like exploring the occult and the emotional aspects of this story. It's something he's wanted to make since he was 8 years old, and there was a play of it he did at school. So no one could have told it better.
What are the Eggers movies that you were really drawn to?
I mean, The Witch was the first one I saw, and I met him after that, which I just thought, all his movies feel so real, which is kind of a weird thing, because I'm not necessarily like a horror fan.
Well, it's so funny, because I had the opportunity to interview Jordan Peele, and he was asking me, what kind of horror films do you like? And I said, I don't like someone jumping out of a bush, stabbing, jump scares. And someone chasing
Violence,
someone else
yeah.
with a chainsaw, and I cited The Witch as an example, and Eggers as an example of there's a wide shot early in the film. It's fall and it's New England, 17th century New England, and the wind is blowing, and you just see these trees slightly undulating, and it's terrifying.
Yeah,
because of the implication of what something malevolent is out there.
Yeah,
he managed to make trees in the fall in New England very frightening, and I responded to there's so much in The Witch that it's so much of its tone and so much of it is, and then there are little moments that are frightening, but when you think about it, there's so little violence, there's so little action, but your heart's in your mouth the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, he's a master of creating tension. I think you're going to love that. I think I'm excited for you to see it because it's like the tension he creates, but it is visually stunning. And the score and the sound is like imposing and fills your bones. But then there's this weird thing where it's like, you're watching it, you're like, you can't take your eyes away because it's like looking at a Rembrandt every scene, every shot. But then there's also this thing where you like don't want to look away because you're also, there's this scary something's coming, something's happening. And it's a really interesting exploration of kind of the evil that we all have within ourselves, but also externally coming and how that affects us. So I'm excited by it. I think it's a really good
What was
special movie.
The period is it 1890s?
Yeah, in Visburg, Germany. So it's kind of a gothic tale, I guess. But then, going back to his movies, of course, The Lighthouse was like, and Willem Dafoe's in this one as well. And him and Rob were so brilliant in that movie.
We did a travel show in Dublin last year.
Yeah.
And we drove around and we went to Wicklow, which there's this great iconic lighthouse. And I got all made up as Willem Dafoe in The Lighthouse. And I have this long, insane speech that we shot in black and white.
You're doing promo for The Lighthouse, then, so you can do something Nosferatu.
You better make another shirt.
What I'm saying is, go check out The Lighthouse.
Get the costume on as well.
Yeah, but what I
I'll send you the script.
What I loved about that, I guess what I loved about that movie is he puts you, I mean, you're, the performances are amazing, but also you're paying attention to like the button on someone's weird suit, which is very somehow evocative.
Yeah.
He manages to get all that stuff right. And I'm thinking Gothic, Nosferatu, late 19th century field day with the visuals.
Oh, the costumes, the costumes that she created are all impeccable and stunning. But it is all that detail again. It's like his historical knowledge of everything going on. He and because he leads from the front with such passion, everyone around just really wants to bring their best and do their best. To serve his vision. But then I would text him thinking he'd be asleep about something in like the middle of the night, in the middle of the day here, but which middle of the night in London. And he'd be like, oh, I'm up. I'm researching which cigars your character should smoke in this scene and whatever. And he'd be like, dude, go to bed. It's 3 or 4 a.m. in London. What are you doing? But he's just constantly so in the zone of what's right for the story in every
smoking thousands of cigars. He's vomiting. I've got to get the right one. Well, listen, I am a huge fan of yours as a person, but I just think your performances are off the charts great, and I love Robert Eggers, so I will be first in line.
Christmas morning.
Well, seriously,
with your stocking,
my family and
your red
speak.
onesie comes in handy at that time of year as well.
I will be there. This movie is made for me. So Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah. Oh, his performance is magic as well, because he's created this monster, Count Orlok, but he's given it such history and rooted it in something very real. So it's it's terrifying, it's scary, but it's also real.
I'm curious, because my work is always, I make something and then we see it either instantly or 10 minutes later, and then I never see it again. Your work is, you work really hard on something, you craft it, you make it, you have some control over some facets of it, and then this long period of time goes by, I would think, before you see it. How apprehensive are you about, okay, now it's time for me to go see myself in Nosferatu?
I don't like that. I always equate it to like when you're at school and you did a test and you're waiting for the results to come in.
Yeah.
And there's that nerve-wracking feeling where you're like, ugh. It's odd. I'm trying to get better at that, because and it depends also how you left the the shoot in terms of how your overall feeling there? Like, did you feel like you gave a lot of variation on each scene that in the edit, if they want, they're going to have options? Did you feel like you explored everything you could have done? And then that's a different feeling as opposed to if you walk away from something and you go, I think I missed a bit here, or actually that could have been better. And suddenly then you're looking back and you're like, oh no. So it's an odd feeling waiting for something to come out, and not something I look forward to particularly.
I'll say, from my vantage point, your work is excellent. And trust me, I think a word from Conan O'Brien carries a lot of weight in the film industry.
Yeah.
Huh.
The car fucker.
Yeah. Red onesie, the car fucker. Gave
5
this one a
stars!
thumbs up.
5 stars from the tourist fucker. Absolutely thrilled that you could be here today. And I do want to be your friend. I doubt it's going to happen.
We can definitely be friends.
No, I have a bad feeling.
You gave me the sheet. You made me say it.
I don't think and I'm going to say it's not going to happen on your end. I'm going to say you're the one that's going to. You'll see.
Just keep calling and breathing down the phone. I'm always waiting.
Nicholas.
It's the only reason I've still got a landline.
It's me. But congrats on the new film, Nosferatu. And thank you so much for stopping by and for being so funny and terrific.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.